Yo, what is up, guys? We have a very exciting video here. It is another Azov video. I'll link their channel in the description below. We've watched a bunch of their content. Very, very good stuff. These guys are extremely well trained, aggressive assault stormtrooper units typically. Azov infantry in the trenches recaptured after the assault, challenging holding of positions, English subtitles. So this is a couple of months old, but I've gotten a lot of recommendations to watch this one, and we love a good Azov assault trench video. So real quick, my name is Saxon. I go by Vegas here in Ukraine. I joined the International Legion for the Defense of Ukraine in January of 2023. I'm still in Ukraine. I'm no longer in the International Legion. I'm in a smaller team working closely with the 13th National Guard, or the 13th Brigade, Hatia, which is a National Guard infantry brigade that's been operating on the front line since the beginning of the conflict. Hatia it's spelled like KH, so sometimes I say Hatia or sometimes I say Katya. It's like Kharkiv, KH, right? Kharkiv, whatever. But Hatia, this brigade that I'm working with now, has an international unit, and I know a lot of the team leaders, some of the commanders, and it is what I am now recommending. Anybody who reaches out to me asking for a specific team, if they have some specialties and they want to come join the fight, or maybe not specifically actually in the trenches, but they still want to come join a military unit, maybe in some other capacity, I'm recommending everybody to reach out to me, and then I'll get the guys and girls at Hatia 13th Brigade to reach out to you. I trust this brigade now. I'm going to say this. I'm recommending this brigade because I know it, right? The International Legion, there's a lot going on with it right now. They have been beaten down pretty damn hard the last couple of years, and I would not feel right in my heart and in my conscience to pretend like would be 100% a smart idea to go join up with the International Legion right now, because it wouldn't. It's extremely dangerous. The front line here is dangerous no matter what unit you're in. But the Legion's been having a couple of they've been having some command issues. They've been taking a lot of casualties. I'm hoping they'll get it all squared away and it'll be extremely strong and help win this war. But right now, I couldn't recommend going there over this brigade I'm working with, Hatia. So anyways, if you're interested, hit me up in my email. Also, you can click the link below and apply directly to that battalion or that brigade. Now let's jump into this. Let's watch some Azov shit.
Роты, да.
For any of you wondering, thought I heard something. What the life of an infantryman in Ukraine is, this is a fantastic depiction of it so far. Bunch of heavy gear, walking and walking and walking and walking and walking. Okay, the only difference that I experienced that's different from this video is I was always in pitch black. It was either first thing in the morning, like I'm talking 2-3 a.m., or late at night. So that's it.
Лягли! Ходу! Ускорились, давай бігом до окопа!
Just take a second real quick and let's recognize how impressive it is that they just took a danger close artillery round, right? There's clearly a gnarly firefight happening not very far away in front of them, and these guys have not skipped a beat. They're moving directly into that line of danger, directly into that sound of danger. That is so impressive to me, and I think it gets looked over so often because in Hollywood, you know, you've got all these guys running through enemy fire and charging, and this takes huge balls and a lot of training and trust in your team to be moving like these guys are moving straight into the fight while taking indirect enemy fire. There's no panic, they're not scattering, they're not screaming, just slow and steady.
Ускорились до окопа! Швидше, швидше! Пет, група Сімби в окопі, група Санти в окопі, як прийняв? Чи не добичились? Роти є! Маля, протягуйтеся! До С2 протягніться! Дальше, дальше! Може ще раз вертувати? Короче. Давай, Санта, блядь! Блядь!
You suck.
Короче, мужики, воду через верх. Що? Оп, оп.
Where's he going?
Морган, весту зв'язок.
Морган, на зв'язку.
I just realized it said with English subtitles, and I don't even have them on. Sorry about that, guys.
Морган, дивись, візьми стяжку і виділи якогось бойця нам на зустріч. Треба оформити підер.
Плюс, прийняв. Дивіться акуратно, щоб не було поставлено. Це перше. І щоб і вас там не підірвав.
Там підер прийшов сам до нас. Ага. Він 300-й, здається, в плен.
Те, що кричав, да, тільки що?
Не знаю. Ага. Да, кричав Бліц, це мій боєць. Ага. Він кричав Вест, блядь. Ну, я приходжу, там підер. Дивіться сектора, це може бути постанова. Ага. Розумієте? Ми зараз відволічаємося, а вони підповзуть. Так що, ну, слухаємо, дивимося. Я тільки що питав, казали наші.
Сімба, Азов. Нормально. 300.
That's the Russian right there. Relatively clean. Okay plate carrier. No helmet. I'm assuming they removed it from him. Interesting.
Плюс прийняв. Все, правильно?
Меня зовут Илья. Я родом из Челябинска. Украину любишь? Сильно?
Хорошо понял, да? Не прошел.
А родичів немає в Україні? Родственників немає в Україні?
Да, есть.
So he's asking that That Russian prisoner, if he loves Ukraine, he says yes.
Скорпіон. Чув? Починаємо. Да. Да. Сука, ступа. Блядь, що ти їбана.
У них там подкрепление прибыло.
Пришло прям?
Походу да, к ним, туда.
Тут все контрольний?
Да. Дальше.
Іспанець, на.
Приняли операцию, вызывают танк. Ваши, что по танку, как принял?
Іспанець. Он добиниться. Он добиниться. Постріл! Постріл! Хорошо.
Кроить хорошо.
Я чую, надо буде настрілювати нормально. Зліва підари стараються пройти. Зліва замішаний рух. Ротний їм, Оллі, до мене. А! Там все нормально. Граната.
У меня всего...
Давай. Присядь.
Минус. Дима, давай еще залетать, не залетать. Давай.
Давай. Давай. Ми по траншеї. Дай. Давай, моя рука, давай. Підрізки автомат.
Парни.
Пострілюється.
Поворот слева.
Поворот ліворуч.
Колдун, твои люди берут позицию. Порог, я лежал, все.
Бачу піца.
Пошел нахуй, мне сука! Эй, уебок, блядь! Крию! Крий. Блядь. На, братан. Крию. Давай, братан. Крию. І проходимо.
Я колдун, по физической работе. Возможно, работа АЭС, как приняли.
I'm about to go off on my soapbox here because we posted a video a couple days ago where I was explaining an idea that I had about a smaller ballistic shield that the point man, this guy right here, could take into a trench like this. I got a lot of hate in the comments about that. I was actually surprised. The majority of the hate were from people who don't know jack shit, right? Almost every one of the haters said something about there is no ballistic shield that can stop 7.62. One, yes, there absolutely is. In fact, most do. Two, 7.62 by 39 rounds are not the majority of the rounds shot out here on the front. In fact, I wouldn't even say they're second or third. 5.45 by 39, what this AK shoots right here, this AK-74, that's absolutely the most common round out there. Then you're probably closer to 5.56, maybe 7.62. But 5.45 is the most common. Now, that I said that, do me a favor and picture this. Just stick with me here, all right? I'm talking about even maybe something circular, and it's got that it's that hard like bulletproof plexiglass that they make like Humvee windshields out of, right? Those things can withstand a 50 cal. So think of like a cylindrical or a circular plexiglass ballistic shield with a handle behind it like this. No bigger, big enough to fit in this trench, right? Strictly, basically to block your face. So when you're peeking these corners, you can see if they pop at you, whap, whap, whap. It's not going to feel good. It might break your hand, break your arm, but it's better than getting shot in the fucking face. You know what I'm saying? And then the guy right behind you can bop, 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 smack that dude. And now you've got a broken hand, maybe, broken arm, but you're alive. The enemy's dead. Okay? So now that you know what I'm kind of talking about, I'm talking about either something circular like this in that plexiglass. I forget the name of that, what that's called, but it's extremely strong. And it's transparent so you can see through it. Or the same material but long and skinny. Right? So think of those two options while we watch this. Think about how, I've never seen this, but think about how it could be helpful in this situation, if it could be at all.
Що там? О, хорошо. Пошел. Слева!
Oh.
Ах, ебать, война.
What's he carrying? A stretcher?
Братан, здорово, як тебе?
А левая нога турникет не тече, тут окклюзионочка.
Тече.
Даже тяжело дыхать ему.
Натікаємо під неї.
По-моему, нет. По-моему, нет.
Я
Ну, там мясо, жопы, понял? Но не подтекает.
That's what they call a Sled Co. We actually use these in the States at the fire department. Basically, it's a big sled. You put someone on it so you can drag them. So you're not taking, 5 or 6 people out of the firefight. Also making a much larger target for FPVs or drop drones, right? Because that's number one thing drones are looking for. Big groups of infantry like that have their guard down because they're carrying a casualty. So these Sled Cos are actually really cool and a great idea to use. One person can haul this dude out.
Импейку поставим. Братанчик.
But you don't want this in the red zone, right? In the red zone where he got hit, you got to move him off the X. Get him off the X where he got injured without dying yourself or getting injured yourself. Get him off the X, move him to what we call the yellow zone, to where you can now apply and use this the Sled Co. And you strap him into it so he doesn't fall out. His legs aren't flopping around. He's basically rolled up like a burrito. And then you take the long straps in front of you, just like a sled of, if you're pulling a bunch of kids in a sled, you know what I mean? Same type of deal, but you're running with your down comrade.
Як себе почуваєш? Зрозумів.
Ми готові.
Все, погнали.
Іду.
Да? Ваня. Ні.
Ні, дуже близько, друже. Уже майже.
This is the exact reason we don't see a lot of Sled Co's out there. Because you can, if there was no debris or rubble, this would be the perfect evac device. Because you could just slide them all the way out. But they can slide them in between these down trees, but you're not gonna slide them over those. You have to pick him up, lift him, set him back down, drag him, pick him up, set him back down, drag him. So that's shitty.
Пацани, це той, що червоний важкий, да? Той, що самий важкий.
Да. На мурахи 300-й ходячий наш.
Заскакуй. Пацани, заскакуйте.
Да.
Ножками туди. Все, приїхали, братан. Приїхали.
А я тут буду, на убежу.
Заберуть, звичайно, дуже, заберуть.
Ти тут? Тут дишиш? Диши, молодець.
Красавчик.
So this is what is also considered to be a yellow zone, or you could consider it to be a green zone considering the circumstances on the front out here. But this is where you'll have another medic waiting, usually a little more trained, like a CMC, like a combat medic corpsman, rather than somebody who just knows CLS, which is combat life-saving, right? Combat life-saving is like your tourniquets, your chest seals, shit like that. But your combat medic corpsman's gonna know more, and he'll be able to administer drugs and do blood transfusions, IVs, shit like that. Usually they're gonna be here, and if they're not, then they will move them to the next zone, which will be the stab point, the stabilization point. There'll definitely be a CMC there, like the main medic. They'll get them more stabilized, and then you get them to a hospital where you can get doctors, surgeons, shit like that.
Коли мене висадять?
А, скоро?
Да?
Да, друже. Зараз ми тебе подивимось. Чуєш, а фонендоскопу теж немає в нас, да? Ні.
Нога не течет? Ні.
Все хорошо, ти у медиків, вони знають, що робити. Не переживай, понял? Просто говори, хорошо?
Да, хочу.
Що хочеш, скажи. Молочний коктейль хочеш?
Жить хочу просто.
Жить хочеш?
Да.
Будеш жити. Ти вже живеш, братан, все чітко.
Так, оклюзика готова.
So the Kaziback vehicle was able to pull straight up to their bondage, their bunker. That's nice.
Давай прокинем через. Я візьму.
Давай,
Здорово.
давай.
Носилки.
Надо. Иди.
Піднімай.
Давай его на пол,
За таз візьми хтось. Скользко.
These are what they call Soviet stretchers because they're exactly that. They're the same stretchers that have been using since the Soviet Union, Soviet era, and they're effective. But the issue is they don't break down very much. They will fold into like hot dog wise, but they don't get any shorter. So if you take these, you can't really take these onto position with you because you've got like 6 foot of fucking pole sticking off your back. So usually they're in the vehicles. They'll load them on to this in the vehicle. There'll be another medic in the vehicle already that'll be treating the casualty until you get to the stab point. Then you take it. Then when you get to the stab point, the guys come out. They'll take him out on the Soviet stretcher, take him into the stab point where there'll be a doctor.
Пневмоторакс.
Пневмоторакс?
Да.
Волка стоит?
Да.
Ручку. Давай.
Візьми з тої сторони.
they said pneumothorax, which is a tension pneumothorax, which is the number 2 cause of death out on the front line right now in Ukraine. Number 1 is massive bleeds, just big hemorrhage. You get your leg blown off and you bleed out. You get a huge shrapnel gash in your chest, you bleed out. Your neck, you bleed out. A tension pneumothorax is when you get some kind of a chest wound or some kind of a wound in your abdominal cavity, and then it either fills up with blood or it fills up with air, and that air or blood puts too much pressure on your other organs, including your heart, and that will kill you. That's a tension pneumothorax. So usually you got to put a needle, and basically the needle stab in and release that pressure, release that blood out. Sometimes you got to use a lot of them.
Все? Едь! Ой. Сейчас подышал. Наш налив!
Fitness, man. I'm sure these guys are in plenty good shape too. In Azov, you have to be. There's an entrance physical fitness training test. But no matter what, this kind of exercise, when you're jogging, running, adrenaline's high, you're carrying a ton of gear, you're heavy, you're not getting full breath because you got your tight ass fucking plate carrier on you, and you're bogged down, your backpack's pulling on you, your chest can't contract with really deep breaths. Getting comfortable moving in this gear, this kit, is critical. Just going on walks, going on rucks, going on hikes, going up and down the mountain, getting used to what it feels like to be extremely exhausted in that kit is important. A month later.
Все, полетели. Снікерс. Ні, це нот.
Так, аби мене ніхто не засарив. FPV. Oh, that's the music.
Куди я поїхав? вже лежить. Роберта. Тут ще один. І тут двоє.
In such conditions, the fighters of the 12th Special Forces Brigade Azov have been holding defense in Serbiansky Forest for almost a year. That was good, man. God, they always have such good content. I know I stopped a lot there and talked, but when it comes to some of the medical stuff, that's kind of my MO. So I enjoy talking about it. And there was just a lot of cool stuff to talk about in this video. So Azov's just so badass, man. Do me a favor, please like, share, subscribe. We've been getting a ton of love, shares, comments, all that on our videos, so I can't thank you guys enough. And everybody who's been becoming members of the channel, you have no idea, number one, how helpful that is to support me in this channel, but number two, just how grateful I am for that. Thank you guys so much. Of course, I don't want anybody doing that unless they have it, unless they're able to, you know what I mean, financially. So thank you. Also, just think it over, dude. Think my fucking ballistic trench shield over, all right? I won't get back on my soapbox, but think it over. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video.